to A Well-Designed Business. My name is LuAnn Nigara, and I'm so glad you found this podcast. Together with my husband Vince and our partner Bill, we have grown our company WindowWorks from the ground up. So I know and I understand the challenges you face in running your interior design business. I also know that your talent alone isn't enough to ensure your success. So on this podcast, we talk about strategies and practical steps to help you grow your business. But make no mistake about it, we have our share of fun here too, mixed in with those aha moments that I love so much. This isn't fluff. Nobody has time for that. Whether you are a new interior designer or a seasoned designer, I am here to help you create and to manage the kind of interior design firm that you dream of. It's straight talk and it's action. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to A Well-Designed Business. Today is a follow-up show to last week's episode where I suggested a framework for setting meaningful goals for your business rather than just a New Year's list that is not connected to your vision and your mission for your life and your business. You should take a listen to that episode, number 735, if you missed it, because there are details in that show that I'm not going to go into today. But today I am going to share a story and a lesson based on that first step of the Decide to Be Excellent goal setting framework. Today, we're going to talk about that D for design. Now, I wrote that show a few weeks ago, and in the interim, I had a kickoff session with a brand new chairman of the board client. When we begin our one-on-one year together, it starts with a Q&A form that you fill in and share with me the details about your business model, the challenges you are facing, and where you want to take your business over the next year and beyond. Then, in our all-day kickoff session, we reviewed this information. Pretty much the entire first half of that first day is me probing and prompting you to dig deeper into what you have written so I can really get to know what makes you tick. I want to learn what your superpowers are and what your gaps are. I want to know as much as I can about you as a human person and as a business person, so we can together set up a path to get you to where you want to be. And it always fascinates me to see what's revealed in this process. Along with all the facts of your business and your challenges, we often uncover some mindset blocks and limiting beliefs that you have clung to. We all have them, me included, right? It is helpful to learn this because I have said to you over and over through the years, our limiting beliefs are stories we have told ourselves. They are not the objective truth. They are not, in fact, facts. You're listening to me? They are not facts, okay? Now, we may have fallen into believing that they are truth or they are facts, but they are not. And notably, one of my favorite aspects of this first session is when the person learns just how many things they are already doing right? We can be so critical of ourselves that we often forget to look in the mirror and say, hey, you're pretty fantastic just the way you are. And I love being able to shine the light on someone so that they can see and appreciate who and what they are just as they are in that moment, let alone all that is in front of them, us, in that moment for the year ahead, right? Now, my favorite question that I asked in my Q&A form is this. If you could wave a magic wand and your business could be anything at all, no obstacles, no lack of resources, of money, time, geography, people, just flat out, the wand is waved, what does your company look like? What does your day-to-day look like? What do you earn? Who do you serve? Wave the magic wand and describe it for me. Now, I want to share a side observation on this question. Do you know how hard this question is to answer? As many times as I've asked this question of all of my chairman of the board clients, of people who have attended my Power Talk Friday tours, and anytime I'm lucky enough to have time to talk with you for more than a hot minute, I really don't think anyone has ever truly answered it with a bold face, blunt honesty the first time I've asked it. One of two things typically happen. The first is The answer is not the real full vision of your dreams for yourself. It is tempered. It is reduced to a lesser version of what you want for your life and your business. And do you know why that is? It is because of that nasty, small-minded little voice that lives between our ears saying, hey, hang on a minute. Who do you think you are, cowboy? You don't deserve this. You aren't capable of creating this. You're thinking crazy. You're thinking selfish. You're thinking silly. You're thinking egotistical. Insert whatever your word you want here, right? Now, when I work with you and I ask you to wave a magic wand, I want you to have enough love and respect for yourself to hear your highest self, what I call your goddess voice, to hear the truth of your real dreams. I want you to honor those dreams and say them out loud. And then, finally, I want you to put them on paper. Now, can we achieve them? I don't know. We haven't done the work yet. But what I do know is this. If you don't respect yourself enough to claim what you really want, to imagine and to see the vision of it, I definitely cannot help you get there, right? It's like hiring an Uber driver and giving them an address a mile short of your destination and then wondering why you aren't where you want to be, right? The only thing is, except when you hire me as your COB, it's actually more like paying for a private jet and then giving the wrong destination. It's like Julia Roberts said in Pretty Woman, big mistake, huge, right? I want to know what you really want because we can make that happen, right? And otherwise, it's a lost opportunity, right? Now, the other thing that I see a lot when I get the answer to this question is the description of the magic wand business and life includes things you think you should want because of a previous goal, because of advice or information you got, you read, you heard about, or because of you think it's a good way to make money, or because you hear, here's the tricky part of this, because you can do it. Meaning you are a smart, capable person and you can dig in and do whatever you need to do to create success. So you end up including things on your dream life because with some planning and hard work, you could achieve it. And you see, when I first see your list, before I spend the day with you, it all looks good. It all looks like a great life. And my brain is all about let's get to making it happen. So with my recent chairman of the board client, we spent the morning exploring all the ways her business makes money. Who does what? What's profitable? We talked about what her superpowers are and what lights her up. We also talked about what does she love doing in her business. This is a fun process. And as I said, it's enlightening and most of all, it's clarifying. Then we had our scheduled lunch break and I went for a walk and I thought about the morning's discussion. And when I came back, I reviewed her magic wand list. Now, though, it was clear to me that several of the things on her magic wand business list had little or nothing to do with how she told me she wanted to spend her day to day, with the clients she wanted to work with, and the projects that made her the happiest. So after lunch, it was time for a little heart-to-heart, okay? As we began that afternoon session, I said, I'd like us to review your magic wand list. And as we discuss each item, please tell me why it's on the list. So we went line by line. And as I expected, of course, because of the hindsight of the morning's conversation, right? I'm not a magic genius here. It turned out that several of the vision items were there because of what I'll just call shoulds. I should do this because of that. I should invest because of this. I should add this because of whatever. Only 5 items actually supported her genuine, I'm not embarrassed to declare, dreams for her business. I'll give you one tangible example so you can understand how insidious it can be when you set goals and don't ask yourself the actual why for the goal. One item on her magic wand list was to host a bi-monthly show on YouTube and monetize it. At face value for me, when I read it prior to our meeting, this seemed like a very worthwhile and logical goal for this particular person. From both my research about her along with the information I learned on our initial discovery call, I know this person is charismatic, is experienced and comfortable on camera. She is a talented content creator, as evidenced by her blog writing and also having written 2 books in her past career iteration. So, while this is not an easy goal, with her, as we call them here, our Erica Ward transferable skills, creating a successful YouTube show is more than doable for her than for the rest of us, right? So I asked, why is this on the list? Well, and then I say, tell me what result we can expect from doing a TV show on interior design. Of course, I am making the assumption, and I say to her to make this assumption that it's as popular as we might expect given your particular set of skills, right? And so we decide that if she were to do a TV show on YouTube, that she would probably very likely attract brand partnerships as sponsors and monetize the channel. And then we said, what else would happen? Well, she would probably very likely attract what we lovingly call design enthusiasts, right? People who like design, who go to YouTube for advice on their DIY projects, and people who love to be up on all the newest, latest trends and products for home decor. We agreed on these 2 points. Now, I said, with the clarity of our morning conversation, does this get you to your dream goals? And as we considered this, I looked at her and asked, do you have any expectation that your ideal clients, the ones in your Wave a Magic Wand design business, are going to go to YouTube to learn about design? And are they going to go to YouTube to research who to hire for their project? Well, she smiled knowingly, the oh hell kind of smile, and said, no, they're not going to. So, should we focus this year on creating a YouTube show? She smiled again, and we both breathed deep, and we crossed it off the list. So, for a moment, think about the rabbit hole she could have been in. And this is not a little short rabbit hole, right? Consider what would need to happen to create a YouTube show, one that is good enough to attract tens of thousands of viewers so that it could be monetized. Think about the production quality necessary, the hours to create content for 2 shows a month, all the time away from her business for taping, and either all the time away or all the money for professional editing on top of it. For this particular lady, none of this is undoable. And I have no doubt that she would, within a year, have a very successful YouTube channel, one that would bring her partnerships with thousands of viewers, right? But her magic wand business is serving luxury clients in full home interior design projects, not creating products and services to sell to design enthusiasts, right? So I have to say, I find this one of the hardest parts for us as entrepreneurs because we are talented and creative and willing to work hard. So when we set goals, they're exciting and they are creative and they will probably, for sure, generate good things. But without the hard look of what we actually genuinely want for our life, what good are they? This is that moment where you have to say, am I in my lane, right? Remember when, I don't know if you guys remember this. Remember when Michael Jordan left basketball to be a baseball player? Now, he is ridiculously an incredible athlete, right? So he was more than capable of playing baseball with a certain level of accomplishment. But his heart, his passion was basketball. And just because as a baseball player, he was better than thousands of other players, in the end, this was a diversion into baseball, something whether it was a year or whatever it was that he was out of it. But it was something that took him away from what his true passion and goals were, which was basketball. And it is the same for this very talented lady, my new chairman of the board client. She has a definite talent for TV. And I know with her experience and this talent, she would be better than thousands of other designers who might dip their toe into creating a YouTube channel. But she also has a definite talented for elevated luxury interior design. And her heart and her passion is there. And that is where, together, we will spend our time this year. And I want you to always remember this. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Get real with your why. All right? So, if after last Tuesday's show, you made your goal list with the Decide to Be Excellent framework, go back now and take a hard look at that list. Ask yourself, why do you want each and every goal? And then also ask yourself, what results will you gain by achieving each and every goal? See, that's that little mix there. I don't doubt that you can achieve your goals, but do those results line up with where you really want to be next year? Okay? Be critical. Ask yourself, do they support your best version of yourself and your business? Do they align with your magic wand business? All right? So I want to say, if you don't have someone who can help you break this down the way I did with my chairman of the board client, I do have a resource for you to help you have these conversations with yourself. My cousin Eileen Hahn has written a new book called The Job You Were Born For: 7 Steps to Align Your Work with Your Life Mission. You can get it on Amazon, and we'll put a link in the show notes. I have to say, if you are lucky enough to have met Eileen in person, maybe at LuAnn Live or one of the Power Talk Friday tours in Las Vegas or High Point, then I will just say simply this: then you are lucky enough. This lady is love and positivity personified. It is her life's work to help as many people as she can live in their purpose and to align that purpose with their work. This book will get you thinking about what you want, why you want it, and how to create alignment with your work and your why in life. I highly recommend it to all of you, and especially to you if you are still searching for your purpose or searching for how to align your purpose in your business. Okay? And I have another resource for you and suggestion for you. My daughter Christy's podcast, Sass Says. Christy has more than 20 episodes now. I'm insanely proud and happy for her. She has had some really terrific guests, and she has had some very thought-provoking conversations. The insights that her guests have shared on how to tap into your best self as a wife, a mother, and I would add as a boss. Okay, I kind of put my own spin on it when I'm listening to it. And last week, she started a 4-part solo series that is featuring a self-care challenge. Honestly, I would call it a self-care love note. We have all felt overwhelmed by how much we have to do in an hour, let alone a day, a week, or a month. This is especially true if you are still in the parenting years. Christy and her guests explore these emotions and feelings, and then Christy asks the right questions to get at the strategies to overcome these feelings. And I just have to say, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Dirty Dancing, but I just this moment got the vision of when baby is up there dancing and the mother turns and looks at her husband and says, "She gets that from me." So I don't know, man. I'm just so truly proud of her. She's doing such a great job. And so the thing is, why am I including this recommendation in this episode, right? Because I need you to know it's impossible to dream big, to contemplate your magic wand business if you are feeling overwhelmed or defeated or exhausted. in order to create our ideal business, to create profitability, to create a killer pipeline, and to, just lead our business hitting all the pistons, we need to be our best self. When you sign up for her 5-day free challenge, she sends you an email every day with ideas on how to take care of yourself. She gives you ideas if you have just 5 minutes, just 10 minutes, or if somehow you magically have more than 15 minutes to devote to yourself, she has ideas for that too. This is good for us. The good for us, I know I should do it, makes me feel better kind of information. I invite you to check out her challenge at sasssays.com/care. Join us in this fun challenge to see if we can each take just a few moments every day to reconnect with making ourselves feel better. Because when you feel good, then you can do good, and you can create good, and you can be good, right? This is the first step in goal setting. Goal setting. There's a Freudian slip, right? Because if you set your goals, you're going to get gold, right? Being in the right mental and physical space, a space where you value yourself enough to take care of yourself and to dream big for yourself. So check it out, because I want you to kick your goals in the booty this year. All right? So thank you as always for joining me. And I hope next week you will be joining me for my Doma Studios 19H The Rethink, right? I'll be kicking it off in the morning. And then all day, my Doma Studio is lining up workshops, which include templates and checklists and all the things, so they can help us rethink business for 2022, right? Goes right along with all this goal setting talk, doesn't it? All right. So to join us for that, go to mydomastudio.com/19H LuAnn. All right. The links for Eileen's book, last week's Decide to Be Excellent framework, Sass Says podcast, and her challenge, as well as the link to sign up for 19H The Rethink will all be in our show notes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please connect with me on Instagram, right, at LuAnn Nigara, or join us in the LuAnn Nigara and Friends Facebook group for more conversation, collaboration, and all the hijinks, right? Sending you a big high five. Decide to be excellent. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This podcast is a production of WindowWorks, your resource for custom window treatments and awnings. To learn how we can help you on your next interior design project, go to www.windowworks-nj.com. And if you're interested in working with me on your business, either through masterminds or one-on-one coaching, or you want to know how to get my book, The Making of a Well-Designed Business, or you just want to know what's going on in the podcast land and where I'm going to be, all of that is found at LuAnnNigara.com. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.